All right, and we're live.
The reason for the stream today, guys, is because down here in Mexico,
Yeah.
we might have had one of the best things we've had come across our desk in the last 3 months. And if you guys have 30 seconds, I'd like to share it with you.
Yeah.
Actually, on second thought,
We've been talking stocks, Roy, for like the last 3 days, and a couple of interesting ideas.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you get these guys in the same room talking about stocks, we get a couple of interesting ideas.
on second thought, before we get you guys involved in that trade, we would like to establish you with some blue chips to establish the relationship prior to opening it up for bigger and more advanced opportunities. Roy, what do you say about these?
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. So
Roy's interested.
I don't know what I'm talking about either.
I am interested. I have some cash, so yeah, I'm all ears. So bring it on.
Join us, man. I know we spurred this impromptu on you.
Yeah. Now, by blue chip, are you meaning Robinhood and SoFi? Because those are looking pretty good today.
Yeah. You ran that joke by me before we went live, and I was just like, yeah, blue chip means Palantir.
Yeah. No, I was going to say Palantir too, and yeah.
Yeah. Coffee. They caught us. Yeah, Matt was like, should we hide this? I don't think we're going to be good for monetization. We're like, we're just drinking coffee, bro.
This coffee. I will say the cafe, the espresso downstairs is really good. So if I seem really hyper, it's probably why. I had some coffee with breakfast.
See,
these guys are busy vacationing, and I'm hard at work, and they're like, hey, let's do a stream. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Wow, we got people actually showing up. It's a party. Yeah, I saw this. Oh, man.
You never ended up changing.
It's always awkward, I'll say this, when, like, I know Amit in real life. Like, we're friends. And Chris, I consider him a friend, too. And it's like, when two of your friends are, like, at each other, it's like...
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Can't we just all make money and be friends, man? Is that too much to ask for? This is Mexico Tevis speaking, because normal Tevis would be like, yeah, fuck that.
I thought somebody was commenting about the shirt comment.
Yeah. We posted earlier today, Roy, and about our $500 bet for SoFi to be at 25. And
looking good.
Somebody roasted me. They were like, I hope Tevis wins so you can use that $500 to buy a new shirt.
Yes.
Tevis is at breakfast. Like, what the hell, dude? I'm catching strays, and I'm just trying to have a good time. Like,
and so before we went on this stream, I was like, should I change it?
oh man.
So Matt, you have to be feeling a little bit less secure about that bet that SoFi wouldn't. Now, is it hold above 25 by the end of the year, or is it
debatable, Roy? This is debatable.
Let's clarify it here.
I was on a live stream, and this mofo comments in the thread, and he's making a bet with viewers of the live stream. And I sort of looked at it, and I was like, SoFi hits 25, it's absolutely going to hit 20. And I think I even said that on stream. We can go back to
hits. Okay.
Hits. And then
that's easy.
After the stream, he was like, no, it has to close the year at 25. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Closes the year at 25.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I can see Tevis's perspective because you know how the chat just runs, right? And you're trying to communicate and have a good conversation between, I think it was you, Tanner, and it might have been Chris DDI. I don't even remember,
but never you, Matt.
And so I remember him just glancing at it quickly, and I remember clarifying in the chat below that. And I don't know if he saw that until afterwards, but it is what it is. I'd be more than happy. I mean, it's $500. We could use it towards our next vacation when we can. Maybe we'll use it to fly Roy.
We should give it to a user.
We should give it to
Roy. I'm a user. I'm a watcher. I'm a viewer.
Roy, you should have been on this trip, man. We were talking about this with Chris and Matt. We were saying like we need to do more regular trips of this nature and just have like post it to the channel and just see who joins and
it'd be fun.
We were praising your level-headedness.
Yeah, we were
about how I can get very excited, and you're very good about presenting both sides in a very level-headed manner.
Thank you,
you could calm me and Chris down because sometimes we can go down a rabbit hole and be very hyper-focused.
So here's a level-headed idea for you. If Tevis wins, $500 towards me towards that next trip. Matt, if you win, $500 towards me for that next trip.
I think it's a win-win for the whole community. Yeah, I like it.
I win either way, so you guys are both my friends.
Like brokering this, I feel really good about this trade. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm jealous of you guys, and I was invited in case you guys are wondering, but it's this time of year, like,
Chris,
Robinhood had their big event. Oh, Chris, you should join in on
Chris,
this.
we're in my room. Just come by and I'll let you in.
Yeah, I gotta meet Chris in person one time too. So, but for real, would love to be there with you guys. But Robinhood's event was even at the same time, and I didn't get an invite to that one. But even if I did, I might have had to say no just because of work and personal life obligations. So, but sometimes that's the way it goes.
Fun, man. I mean, you got the job, the family. You're getting invited to multiple different investor opportunities all the time. So yeah, unfortunately, you got to pick and choose. And I was actually telling this to Tevis, is like, I feel like we need to get like a personal assistant or something to like coordinate everything, right? Because there's like a spider web, right? Like you and me are working on stuff. You and Tevis are obviously working on stuff that he never invites me to every week on Mondays or Tuesdays. Just kidding, but it's nice.
It's funny because Chris is gonna knock on that door any minute now, and you guys are gonna see me. Unfortunately, I have to stand up, and I'm in like my swim trunks.
Try the camera for a sec.
Love it.
Yeah,
it might be awkward because we have to readjust, and Chris is better looking, so I have to adjust the lighting.
So, did you guys catch any of the Robinhood news or events?
We caught some of the news, not the event.
So you caught the tokenization of, like, especially the private market. Like, it's the one thing where, like, Chad, if you guys haven't caught it yet, like, take a look at the news. But in essence, they're basically using crypto to wrap private market equities in Europe only. So you can invest directly, well, I guess it's technically indirectly, in OpenAI and SpaceX and so forth in Europe only. And so it's one of those weird things where usually we here in the United States, we get everything first, best, nicest, easiest access. And for once, we have to be jealous on what the EU has. So if you guys are in Europe and you're actually able to do this, like if you're following me on X, I'd love to see those screenshots. Just tag them in. Hey, Chris.
What's going on, man? You should have been here with us.
Oh, man, I would have loved to. Next time.
Yeah?
Yeah, would love to meet you too. And Matt, I see him already, too often, not really. But Tevis I've not met either, so I need to meet you guys in real life.
Dude, I hope to God SoFi dumps like 50%.
I'd buy more, man.
Because I feel like every time it goes up, it's like, oh my God, I'm more writer than you are. Oh my God, this is so fair. I called this like 2 weeks ahead of you. Like,
dude, we've been through enough.
Bro,
leave us alone.
Y'all need a bunch of trauma bonding. Okay? Just like, oh my God, Nono doesn't talk to us. That's what you need. Because I feel like when you're all fucking miserable, you guys are miserable together. You know, you guys trauma bond, meet over.
It hasn't even gone 10x like the rest of the names. It's just gone like double. Like
I know, and you guys are already fighting. What does that tell you?
I mean, we were fighting. It was like at $7.
I still think SoFi is a fucking bank. All right, It is a bank. Yeah, maybe they got maybe they got some technology companies that they acquired. But I mean, you guys remember this shit is still a Chamath scam SPAC. Right?
Yeah, well, so like the SPACs are coming back too, man. What do you think about that, Chris?
Bro, that's the guy, right?
He's fully out at this point.
So, Chris, what do you think about Chamath pitching another SPAC idea? Like, is that just 2021 or what?
Yo, how do you scam so many people and think like, yeah, you know what? I haven't scammed enough people. I need to get back onto my roots. You know?
It's crazy.
Chris, we were saying there might be a new play that we're not we know we
don't
we're not
fucking say it.
Okay, you guys have to message me. Message it to me.
Wall Street pitch. Like
we're not saying
the best thing has come across our desk in the last.
All right, I'll tell you. I was supposed to only. Hold on. I was supposed to keep this on my Patreon.
No. Don't say it.
I'm not going to say what it is, but
yeah, okay.
So I meet Tevis at the airport. We're driving, and I'm like, "Hey, I have this idea." You know, and I was like, whatever, it's Tevis. Like I know him in person. I've known him for a while. So I discussed this idea. This dude is like, okay, what was it again, Chris? and start buying like middle of the fucking day while we're driving.
Within 30 minutes, you bought.
in the cab.
That's what billionaires do, you know.
So
It's looking good today.
Yeah, it's looking good today. Look, man, I told these guys, I was like, I learned from my mistake. Matt told me about Rocket Lab at $4, and I was like, maybe I might buy it, maybe I won't. And then now, this time around, immediately buy, and then do my due diligence and possibly buy more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a Druckenmiller thing, you know, invest and investigate. So you should do a little bit of a, you know, investigating beforehand. But hey, you know, your investigation is Chris, so it could be worse.
I'm a very convincing person. Like,
so for real, like, message me what that is, and if it's Joby, I'm going to be upset.
So I'll give you my full breakdown, and he's just like,
Yeah, Chris, plug your Patreon quick.
no, I'm good. But yeah, it was fun hanging out with these two. You know, it's there are people that you meet in life that, you know, you're like, oh my God, am I gonna get to like hang out with these people, or am I gonna, you know, jam with them? The minute we got off the plane, it was like we met each other up. We met Maddie and
Joby.
three peas in a pod, man.
Dude, we're having dinner with a viewer, which is cool. Like, that's super cool.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, it'll be exciting. I think people probably know him. I don't know if he wants to be known or not, but if he does, he watches, so he'll make himself known. But yeah, it's exciting. You learn so much. And I've told you and I've talked about this, Roy. It's like just the community alone allows you to really get that diversity of thought that's really useful to be able to kind of challenge how you potentially look at things. And it really allows you to better your own mind. And to me, I was having this debate last night with somebody on my channel or WhatsApp group or whatever about basically like you can't basically parrot trade anybody, right? You kind of really have to think about what you think is good for your portfolio or not, because Chris might be looking at something that's a swing trade, you know, and he also has a long portfolio as well. But then you have someone like myself that's very more long-term focused, and I'll do my occasional swing trade here and there, but you really have to pick and choose what's right for you. So it really can, you know, otherwise you'll end up being like, oh, when am I getting out? You know, like, because that's part of the problem is if you're swing trading, you have to know when you're buying in, when you're getting out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that with that, just to piggyback on what you said, timetable is important. Otherwise, because you don't want a swing trade to become a long-term trade unless the thesis changes. That's what it did for me with Robinhood. You know, I went in because of the golden confluence. I'm like, hey, this is cyclical. It's gonna be amazing, and they just continue to execute. I'm like, okay, I'm in it long-term. But what usually happens for people that are newer to swing trades is you go in and it's not working out, so you just stay in and it becomes long-term. Not because the thesis has gotten stronger or you become more convicted, but because you're stuck. So timetable and amounts as far as loss that you're willing to tolerate or gains that you would want to realize, and then you can execute on that. So I am swing trading something. I don't think you guys know about that, and I've added to it today, Lululemon.
Wow. Okay.
So we'll see how it works out. I'm comfortable with a certain amount of loss, certain amount of gains, timetable as well. So
walk us through that, Roy. Like, what is the like? Are you doing a stop loss? Like, what's the time period? What are you looking to get as a return?
So it's all options. I have a set of vertical spreads, and I also have a set of just not leaps because they're not that far out, but they're in a tax advantaged account. I'm comfortable with a 40% loss, and at 40% gains, I begin to take some profits off the table. This isn't a massive position for me. I'm not the best trader in the world. I just do it for fun, mostly. I mean, like, to make money, honestly. Like, if it was just for fun, you know, I'd just paper trade it. But no, there seems to be a disconnect with the valuation currently with Lululemon, and I'm seeing a lot more interest and a lot of stocks actually being appreciated in apparel. Nike was just kind of the last one. If you look recently at what they did last week, it's encouraging for the industry. A lot of the drawdown has been because of tariff noise, and it looks like there's probably more bumps along the road, but I think a lot of that's going to be resolved. Consumer looks pretty healthy at this point. There's some concerns with student debt and so forth, but it looks like we're in a good place as far as the macro. And then Lululemon has done what is a challenge to do, but it's always a good thing long-term for the company. And again, I'm not long-term for Lululemon, but they've been able to jump the generational gap so that there's a lot of teenagers also, in addition to adults that are very affluent, that really like the product. men. I mean, like one of the things that was crazy is when I went to the Robinhood event back in San Francisco, like guys were talking about Lululemon and how quality it was. It's like, okay, I need to just put this on the radar. Wasn't interested at that point. We've done our own personal due diligence by going to the store. Apparently, it's just crazy busy all the time, at least here in the Houston area. And so I'm just like, you know what? This one, at the current valuation, it's worth the risk. If I lose 40%, that's okay. If I gain some money, that's even better. But I've done some due diligence. The thing is with swings, you don't have to do nearly the deep level because you're not making a commitment over the next like 10 years. And I don't know that I would want to hold Lululemon anyway, long term. Maybe it'd be good, maybe it wouldn't be. The other thing too is they ended up basically authorizing some dilution. And what they've done in the past, like they're profitable. The reason why they've done this is very likely for an acquisition, which we'll see who they acquire, but they've always handled and done acquisitions very well. The market has tended to appreciate that. That was announced, I believe, Friday after hours. So without any definite timetable, it's just there to be used if they see an opportunity. And there's a lot of interesting companies out there that Lulu could acquire that I think would be very accretive. So, yeah.
Shout out to the Carnival Cruise boys. We doing it. I know. Those spreads that we got, they were super cheap. I know some of the people on here because I can see some of the names. I know how much they have. We've spoken about it. Y'all are doing well.
Spreads are awesome.
Yeah, they are, right?
So
yeah.
I wrote my first ever spreads on this trip, Roy. I'd never
fucking say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I've never written spreads before, but they're pretty cool. Like Chris and I were talking about just spreads and how they work and what the like ideal time to hold or sell, like what the max gain versus max loss would be, and just the mechanics of it. I think I'm gonna be doing them more often. I was like trying it for the first time to see if my broker would even like recognize it as like one multi-leg trade, or whether I'd have to each individual leg separately. And so it's good stuff.
One of the things about spreads that I think people may not know is that once you get a gain, you can do multiple things with them. You can take one of the legs and bring it down. So if, let's say you have a strike that's like 50, right? And the stock goes way past 50 and you think, hey, you know what? I think that it's kind of overvalued right now. You can actually take that 50, buy it back, sell, let's say a 25 and collect the difference between the two. And now you've got cash that's on the sideline. So if it does pull back, you can now, buy more of a position or sell or buy back that short leg again and then reload it for the top, And so it's a very cool thing to do as long as you understand from a company standpoint what the valuation theoretically should be. And at the same time, there's certain other things like volatility. Understanding volatility is probably one of the most important things when it comes to options, right? Yes. When volatility is high, you sell so that you get a ton in premiums. When volatility is low, you buy because this way you're getting a really good price. Always also look out for liquidity. There are certain stocks you should not do options with. Why? There's no liquidity. Yeah. So your bid and ask is going to look like, it's going to look like a football field. So,
and on that, as far as you can also exit a leg entirely depending on your brokerage, but usually you can. So Tevis, if whatever this ticker is, let's just say it falls off the cliff, but the thesis is still the same. That can happen just because of macro. You can buy back that short leg, and then if it runs, you just have pure upside, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was doing the spreads, but I was also just like continuing to run the wheel. So I like to, and I was talking to Chris about this, like combining the strategies to even make it more worth it from a risk reward perspective. Anyways, I'm sure we're going to talk more about what the actual ticker is
eventually
over the next. Yeah,
give me some time.
Okay. Over the next message me today with it. Today, I want to take a look.
Once you see it, you'll be like, "How are we missing this thing?"
Yeah,
it's literally that obvious. It's like staring us in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not me. I can be oblivious. Believe me.
The one. Well, I mean, that's the thing. You have so many opportunities out there, right? And we always have our blinders on specifically for what we're focusing on, and so that goes back to that diversity of thought, right? And people bring different thoughts. People bring different risk analysis. It's always nice to bounce things off people.
Yeah, Matt and I were at like breakfast today, and we are talking about like, okay, like what do we want to write cash secured puts on? What do we do? Like, are we rolling, our call? And it's nice to have that conversation, and just have people who like also understand, And like I wrote some cash secured puts on HIMS, like some pretty aggressive ones actually, this morning. I think you did as well.
Yeah, I had some already, and I rolled them for the month out because I think mine were I had the same September's, but I rolled them up a little bit.
I wrote, Roy, let me know your thoughts on this. You're going to think it's so degen. I wrote $45, and YouTube, because you weren't there, $45 cash secured puts on HIMS, and I collected about $6.7. So like 15% return for September 19th.
Okay, through earnings. Yeah. Through two sets of earnings? Let's see. No, just one set of earnings.
One set of earnings, just one set of earnings. And like, I think the thing that ultimately made me pull the trigger was the break even falls to like $38. And let's say it falls under 45 and I'm absolutely going to get put those shares, then I can do another round at, $40, for example, and have the break even at $35 and just average down that way. And so I figured with the premium being so juiced up for September 19th, like I could take advantage of the fact that it's almost 3 months out. I don't know. Maybe it's super degen. We were talking initially with Matt around doing the same play, the same expiry date, but for $40. And then we're like, you know what? This is HIMS. Like, so we just went a little higher.
I that's more aggressive than I'd be, especially on this side of a lawsuit. I still think that there's pretty decent chances that Novo does sue. I've seen some counter arguments against that, and they may be right. But if a lawsuit hits, whether it sticks or not, I mean, you could sue just to sue. The stock price is going to go down 10, 15, 20%. I don't think that's fully priced in or even mostly priced in at this point. So that's the time I think that it'd be interesting to sell cash secured puts, especially aggressively, not right now. But that's just me.
Yeah, you're up.
Oh my God.
See you, Chris.
Later, guys.
All right. I see Tanner in the chat. Yes, Tanner's getting jealous.
Go on here.
Yeah, Chris is gone, Tanner. As soon as Tanner showed up, Chris was like, I'm out.
Yeah, he's like, this guy.
Screw this Tanner guy. All right, we're going to drop Tanner an invite. You can scooch a little bit. Scooch.
Yeah, when Tanner gets here, I'll probably stay for 2 or 3 more minutes and I'll peace out. So
just to say hello.
Can't stand that guy. Just kidding.
Yeah.
None of us can.
Yeah.
He's too good looking.
Yeah, I'm just jealous, is what it is. So
he's like the Canadian Clark Kent.
Dude, he is strong. You don't know by looking like right up here. That dude is built. So
wait, how do you know?
I've met him.
You've met Tanner? Oh yeah, at the Robinhood events.
Yeah, the Miami,
multiple times now, 3 times now. So
shots on my.
Yeah, I've seen Tanner. Well, not quite as much as Matt, but it's close. So
yeah, good point. Wait, I'm trying to remember. So okay, in San Francisco, the Miami event, and what was the third one?
New York.
New York. They did that Alcatraz.
Oh yeah.
No, wait, that was San Francisco.
Yeah, it wasn't Alcatraz in San Francisco. It was the San Franciscan Mint, the NASDAQ in New York, and then the Miami Summit for Robinhood. So good times.
It is.
Chris is bringing the diversity now. It's just a bunch of white guys. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. How's it going?
Good, brother. Good to see you again, as always.
Okay, I just wanted to ask a question, then drop out.
Oh. Didn't know this was a call-in show.
Yes, it is.
I feel like Dave Ramsey.
We're a radio show now?
Dude, seeing the 3 of you guys,
caller.
it only looks like Tevis is on vacation. You guys just look like you're in your normal clothes, and Tevis is like got like buttons popped, glasses on the head.
I had to do buttons up for this call, honestly.
Yeah.
This is how billionaires vacation, though. So
For real though, I heard whenever I jumped in that you guys were talking about covered calls. For the most part, covered calls on SoFi have been a nothing burger as of recently. But what do you guys think of this recent move? Is now a potential time? This is what I was thinking, to write 11 days out or something like this before.
So SoFi usually runs going into an earnings. And then I don't know if you want to write over earnings.
No, I was just going to do 11 days, like even before JP Morgan shows data, like, because I think their earnings are on like the 15th.
What strike?
It depends on what you do.
I think it was 22.
Oh, that's fine. Do them.
And it was
like worst case.
It was like 23 cents a share or something.
If you're fine either rolling them or seeing them gone or seeing a portion of them gone, that's fine. Like the only consideration really is like some sort of short squeeze. It still is short. I wouldn't bank on that. I'm not betting on it, and it's a lot less shorted these days. I think actually some people are actually covering at this point.
$22 for 11 days is 23 cents.
Yeah,
it was something like that last time I checked.
I would do that personally, and actually I might do that. I'm mad at myself with covered calls. I am furious at myself. You know why? I made two mistakes. I'll only share one here. One is I had SoFi, and I sold calls at 18, but I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and so I sold them through this week, and now they're underwater. It's fine. It's just 300 shares, but I'm like, it's in a tax advantage account too, so I can get those back, selling puts aggressively, no big deal. But I'm like, oh man, I didn't think I had any open calls on SoFi. Did not want to hold them through the weekend, especially with what things that I was seeing. I even just put out a video. I recorded it last night. I'm like, hey, SoFi to 25 soon. And that's looking a lot better today.
So real quick, the $21 change. So this is 11 days out. It has changed a lot since it pulled back, but I checked it whenever SoFi was running, and it was much, much higher than what it was now.
The thing with SoFi is like you're going to have trouble getting filled. And so you probably have to go a little bit lower than what that price says if you want to get instantly filled, because I found that with SoFi, it's really, really difficult to get your order filled because of the liquidity.
Okay.
But I think you can try 21s, and to Roy's point, like 11 days out is close enough that even if it gets close to that point, you can still roll them for a net credit.
Yep.
Like you'll be fine.
And keep in mind, it's actually one fewer date out as far as trading days because of the 4th of July. So.
4th is off, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And now, I mean, there's also some time taken away from today, because whenever I was originally looking at it, it must have been it was right after the Hood earnings or the Hood call ended. So it was like noon.
No, Tanner.
It pulled back a lot today, Tanner. It pulled back almost like 50 cents or 60 cents.
Yeah, I should have wrote it. I was just, I'm so new.
How about selling some covered calls on Robinhood right now?
Dude.
100?
Premium.
110s right now?
Yeah.
Crazy expensive. Well, like the premiums are really high.
I had in one of my portfolios, I had just 80 shares of Robinhood. I've got Robinhood in 4 portfolios. It's the only odd number, and in the overnight, I'm just gonna buy 20 shares and then be ready to sell calls. And that time came today, and I'm like, oh baby. So, what a time! And you're on Robinhood too. Are you selling calls, Matt? Or are you just holding on?
I have just sleeps, so I'm doing 4-man covered calls, if that makes sense for everybody.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Back when Amit and I were going back and forth about what was a great opportunity, he was trying to convince me to buy Hood, which I've always thought was a great company. I just never, you always run out of money, right? We're always trying to buy as much as we can of the things we're convicted in.
Tevis doesn't know what you're talking about.
I'm literally selling 105s right now.
Sorry, what did you say, Tanner? I missed.
Tevis doesn't know. Running out of money, he has no problem with that.
Poor man covered calls, he doesn't know what poor man means.
Yeah, he gets lost when you say poor.
What does that word mean?
Yeah.
He's like, so you're only selling 100 calls, not one lot, but 100
contracts. Yeah. So I bought the 40 leaps. So those are up about 150%.
Nice.
So I bought them. So I had the 90.
All right, boys. Breaking news. You'll be pleased to know that Robinhood is guaranteed to go to 105 in the next 11 days because I sold covered calls.
What did you get on those?
134.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Yeah. So congratulations, 105 for Robinhood, new all-time highs. It's between now and 11 days from now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
Yeah.
you, brother.
So I had the $90 calls for July or August or something like that. And I just rolled them out another month to the 90, 95s or something like that.
Yeah.
Collected another couple bucks in premium. And yeah, so we'll see. I'll just keep rolling them out. I mean, I'm basically just trying to capture that premium as it goes up. I mean, I'm up 150% on them anyway. So worst case scenario, they get called away. And I have to sell the long leg, but
so I mean, speaking of getting called away, my NVIDIA got called away, and I mean, I'm not really sad about it. It got like this was the NVIDIA Tanner that I picked up at 114, like when it fully dipped. I think when it fully dipped to like in the 90s, I picked it up on the rebound to 114, and I got called away on Friday at 150. I didn't really bother rolling them.
I've got covered calls on my NVIDIA position right now for 170 for, I want to say July 18th, something like that.
Before
170.
so yeah, you should be fine. You never know in this market. Like
July 11th.
The market is, I wouldn't say quite frothy, but I mean, if you look at small caps, if you look at a lot of high risk names, they are moving right now. So it doesn't mean that necessarily we're going to hit a top, but it's a little bit frothy and it's enjoyable. So
yeah, that's why I felt pretty comfortable doing it on NVIDIA. I actually do. I worry more about my SoFi's hitting 22 than or 20. Like I haven't written them yet, but than NVIDIA going to 170 or something like this. Like,
dude, I wouldn't worry, honestly. Like I had so many SoFi shares get called away. But like, remember how I was writing cash secured puts at 14, 13? You guys are like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, I have 7,500 shares that got called away on Friday at 16. Like, I don't really feel that bad about it because I still have my long-term position that I'm holding. And like, you make money on the way down, you make money on the way up. So, yeah, it's a good strategy. But anyways, I think it's been half an hour. Shall we call it there?
you tell me, man.
We got tacos to eat, margaritas to drink, and we will see you all shortly. Maybe we do another stream while we're here. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Tanner, for being here. And guys, we will probably do another stream at some point in time. Roy and I are still doing the bootleg tomorrow. Yes.
yeah, but let's not invite Matt again. So
All right. Yep.
Matt is not invited for that one.
I'll just sit in my room and cry.
And
Sir, on the first floor, we're hearing a woman crying.
and cool. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.